northern part of the Morona Santiago province. This is the capital city and the largest city with 20,000 people. Now we're only 2 hours from Puyo in the northern Amazon and 5 hours from Cuenca. And this is a fantastic spot to explore. Now, some people come here and they go on Amazon tours and they go deep into the jungle, but actually I'm here to try the local food of the Amazon in this province. Mama Luna in Macas, and it's an interesting kind of breakfast spot just around the corner from our hostel on a very popular street with restaurants and interesting places to grab a drink. Now at Mama Luna, they're open for breakfast and they have 12 different kinds of breakfast depending on what region you're from. So they've got ranchero, they've got costeña from the coast, they've got all of these different kinds. They've got, if you're looking to eat something light, they've got a light kind of breakfast. I of course chose the desayuno amazonico, or the Amazon breakfast, and it starts with a drink from Ecuador, is guayusa. It is a tea made out of a leaf that exists here in the Amazon that is dried and then steeps like a tea. Now, this existed long before coffee. Coffee is not actually native to Ecuador. It came over from the Middle East, and while Ecuador makes fantastic coffee, this is the original stimulant, guayusa. And so they call it the Red Bull of the Amazon. The taste of it, well, the smell is fresh, almost tastes a little bit fruity, a little bit citrusy. It's really hard to describe, but it's not strong. And then the actual tea itself, so here they mix it with a sugarcane syrup, but it's just like a warm tea, not too strong, very light and refreshing. It's actually really delicious. Now, guayusa was a drink from the Amazon that up until like 20 years ago, you really had to go into the Amazon to have this drink. So as a tourist, if you went on a community tourism project, you could try guayusa as part of that experience. But about 20 years ago, the cities in the Amazon really started to embrace it. And so now you can get it in all the towns in the Amazon. And then what's very interesting about that is, even if you're in Cuenca or some of the other cities, if you go to a supermarket, if you go to Supermaxi, they may even have guayusa as a commercial tea. Now, for me, I don't like to have coffee every day, so having something like this instead, but also has that kick of caffeine, is really exciting. Andreas got the costeño, so it's a tortilla. I think it has shrimp in it, lots of patacones, salad, which is such a good size, and cheese.
First cheese.
Mine has a chuleta of pork, 2 fried eggs, patacones, fresh cheese, salad. We've got guayaba juice, and of course the guayusa. All of this for $3.50. Now, to tell you the truth, I am most excited for this salad, but I'm gonna try the pork first. Wow. This is really tender pork. Sometimes when you get a chuleta, it's like a pork chop that's just like really, really tough. This is very tender. Let me try the salad. The salad dressing is like with tree tomato?
I think it's mustard.
Or mustard, but also something really sweet. This place is very popular. It's a Sunday, there are a lot of families out. We've seen some people come and go. This is such a bargain. $3.50 for all of this food. This is a very good start to Macas. Right at the heart of Macas is Central Park, and then also this church. This virgin is known as Purísima, or the Pure One, and it overlooks this park. Now, because it's 2022 and like everywhere else around the world, nobody was doing any kind of upkeep for the last 2 years here or Canada or anywhere. So everyone's actually catching up. And so right now you can see a lot of people here are cleaning and painting, and they're getting ready because May 29th is the big celebration for this Virgin. And so everything is going to look much different in a few weeks, I think. So normally I wouldn't be that big on going into a church, but this one is very different. So normally when you go into Catholic church, you see Jesus on the cross during the crucifixion, but this is all about his redemption. So actually he's no longer on the cross. Macas, right in town, is the airport. So you can see right there is the tower. I don't know if anybody flies into here.
Probably
very
from
often.
here towards the more secluded
Right. Areas. So
communities
probably
of
not
living in the
like,
jungle.
right.
Commercial flights? No.
No commercial flights. This also makes it a hassle if you've got a drone. So this is where they currently fly, and you'll see this is called Shell, named after the company. It is one of the oil spots, Pastaza, Ecuador. So really just going out to the remote areas. This airport is literally right in the middle of town, and that makes it tricky if you've got a drone. So I was able to do it by the church, but for example, 5 feet out from the church entrance, it was not permitted to fly. So pretty much the whole town of Macas. So when you're in Ecuador, there are a lot of crazy regional airports. There's a lot of them. Not all of them are used. Some of them are abandoned, maybe? Not functioning?
Yep.
Yeah, and so if you have a drone, it makes it very complicated. You definitely need to get an Ecuadorian phone number, and you can unlock the areas, but not all of them. So for example, Macas was actually the first time where I definitely couldn't fly anywhere within town, just at the church. So Andreas was just telling me that this airport was built in the 40s, and it was meant to create this defensive position in Ecuador, because in the 40s, Ecuador was at war with Peru and actually lost a huge chunk of the Amazon, which is a shame because I actually think Ecuador does a better job at conservation and protection than in Peru. So, but that's what happens. Everybody goes to war. Right here is the patio de comidas, or the food court. This is where you eat. Tortilla de verde, de maduro, empanadas, humitas. So this outside market, you'll find people here Saturdays and Sundays, and they bring things in from the Amazon. They do have orchids, but they're not permitted, so you'll kind of see them hidden. But you can find lots of plants, and then we've seen some cool things like cinnamon plants, a type of squash we've never seen before, and then just lots of different things that have never even seen, don't exist in the other markets in Ecuador. Even when we go to places where we think there's not much happening today, it's Sunday, it's raining outside, we still find things to do, and that's because the market is always a good idea. Here, the vendors were so nice at telling us what everything was and then what people use it for. There are a lot of different greens here that are actually used medicinally, and that's also why it's so important to learn just a little bit of Spanish. It will really help you in the market, and you learn so much. The first words I learned in Spanish were actually to go to the market. So the food words, I know almost all of them. Other words, I'm still working on. So we're at Fogón Macabeo, and it is a very traditional spot here in Macas that really tries to promote traditional food from Macas, or Macabeo, comida Macabeo. And so the menu is really interesting. I really wanted to try things specific from here, and so it was actually hard to just pick one dish. Dishes start at $3.50 and they go up to about $7, and so it's very affordable, and that makes this place also very busy. I decided to get the morcilla. Morcilla is a sausage that you'll find throughout Latin America and also Spain. Apparently they do it a different way here, so I'm gonna try that. Andreas got the ribs because surprisingly, ribs in the Amazon are really tasty. They're known to have really great ribs. Some other dishes that they had were caldo de gallina, which is a hen soup. You'll find it all over Ecuador. But again, we're here in the Amazon, so it's something that you're supposed to try. Maybe they do it a little bit different. And then a number other of dishes like ayampaco, which I had in Gualaquiza. Here they do it with chicken. And I'm sure they also kind of put their own regional spin on it too. But today, we're going with the sausage. Now there are two things that I want to share with you while we wait for our food. Number one is, did you know my last video, only 62% of people who watched it are subscribed? So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you could. And then number two, if you are subscribed, let me know, is showing you the side of Macas interesting, the side of the Amazon, showing you the side of the towns and how people live. Would love to know your perspective because I feel like a lot of people think the Amazon is just jungle. So this is kind of surprising. At least it was a little bit to me. All right, what to eat in the Amazon? Dish number two. So this is a morcilla macabea, which means it's traditional to this area in the Amazon, Macas. And so you'll see a lot of the times is like a blood sausage, but not always. And so this is like a rice sausage, should be very fragrant. It might be, sometimes it's a little bit sweet. I'm gonna try it on its own. It's just a nice, light sausage with some fresh herbs in it, rice in it, comes with a little bit of mayo. Also, a unique dish to this area. Not unique to this area, but not something that you see everywhere. And that is papachina. Let me show this to you. Do you recognize what this is? So, papachina literally means Chinese potato, but that's not what it is at all. And when they said papachina, I thought, Andreas told me it was a root vegetable, so we had to look it up. It's actually taro root. So it does grow here. So many things grow here in the Amazon. So taro grows here. They call it papachina. In the market, we saw that they have a tortilla papachina that hopefully we'll get to tomorrow. And they serve this one in a sauce with mani or peanut sauce. This is good. Taro's great, but nothing beats yuca. So here they also have these yuca fries. This is where it's at. Oh, whoa, they're smoked. These are so good. They also cook these on the bihao leaf, which is what you also get the ayampaco in. All the food here is really good. So my morcilla was $3.50, these ribs $5.50. Overall, just a really nice place to come into. However, it's busy. This place is popular. We just happened to come in and we were able to sit down at a table that they hadn't even cleared yet. People are coming in and out on the weekend. You really want to come here either early or actually come early because otherwise they might run out of food. Just 7 kilometers outside the downtown core of Macas is the neighborhood Quilamo, and it's at the top of the hill, and here there's a church with a giant Virgin of Macas on top, and it overlooks Macas, and it is stunning. It's the perfect view. It also coincides with during rainy season in Macas. It might rain all day, but around 4:30, 5 o'clock, the sun comes out. So this is actually the perfect place to spend sunset. Today is a very special day because they say that this is a full moon. It's going to be lunar eclipse, and we can actually see, it's 5:30 right now, we can actually see the sun. It's gigantic, peeking up over the mountains. It's pretty incredible. You do need to get a cab out here. You definitely can't walk it. So if you are not driving, get a cab because this is an amazing view. Patreon community for more behind the scenes and exclusive content you won't find elsewhere. You can also find me on Instagram, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of these things make my day. Thank you so much for your support.